Mr. Carney is not a businessman. He is a political grifter who has used his political influence to turn decisions that profit his company at the expense of workers and seniors.
It's that time again, tax season. You scramble to file before the deadline, checking every line to avoid getting hit with the dreaded audit. But while you're hard at work and paying more than your share, rich insiders are working just as hard to avoid paying theirs. They hire high-priced lawyers and accountants to exploit loopholes, even moving their money overseas to dodge their taxes.
Well, it's crony capitalism.
One of them happens to be the Prime Minister. Mark Carney stashed his company cash in Bermuda to avoid Canadian taxes. Brookfield, Carney's company, chose Bermuda not because of the warm weather. According to KPMG, Bermuda has no income tax, capital gains tax, dividend tax, or withholding tax.
Today's announcement is another example of that. How would Mark Carney ever be trusted to make our tax system fair when he's invested in a company that has billions of dollars of cash stashed away in an overseas tax haven?
Judy Trins, CTV News. Good morning, Mr. Carney. You were at the helm of a company that quite clearly registered much of its business in Bermuda to avoid paying taxes, including, as CTV News reported, registered to an address of a bike shop in Bermuda. You have said that this is the way the world works.
Teachers, retirees, municipal employees, they pay the taxes on their pension. That's the design. The follow-up is how do I know? I understand how the world works.
And that in the case of pension funds, that leaves more money for pensioners. But in this case, it looks like just plain tax avoidance.
Making it one of the most attractive tax havens in the world. While he was advising Trudeau to raise your taxes, he made sure that his own funds were stashed safely offshore and out of reach. You can't avoid your taxes, and large corporations shouldn't be doing so either. When I'm Prime Minister, I'll crack down on tax cheats. Here's how. 1. I've already announced that I will be naming a Bring It Home Tax Task Force, which will rewrite the rules to make them fairer, simpler, and easier to administer. But what I'm announcing today is that this same task force will also find ways to close all the loopholes that allow companies to stash their money away in tax havens and avoid paying their fair share here in Canada. 2. I'll redirect CRA resources away from harassing and auditing innocent small business owners towards cracking down on offshore tax havens, making sure we collect at least $1 billion more every year from those who try to hide their wealth overseas. 3. We'll create a name and shame publication to expose all the wealthy multinational corporations that are dodging taxes and refusing to pay their fair share. 4. We'll expand the offshore tax informant program, giving whistleblowers up to 20% of the recovered funds when they help expose illegal tax schemes. Conservatives will end the double standard, so multinational corporations and the ultra-rich can't just ship their money abroad to avoid paying their fair share at home.
We need a Prime Minister who will put Canada first for a change, who will stand up for lower energy prices, lower taxes, less inflation, bigger paychecks. I've been spending my entire adult life fighting for the people who are here behind me today, fighting for their paychecks, for their quality of life, for their future, to bring home Canada's promise. Thank you.